Good morning. So I took a look over these flowers this morning and I thought there's something lovely in the kind of popcorny way that they're moving up and out from the glass, and I had the idea that I could maybe use some of the white alcohol ink to explain those white flowers, and that was enough of a pull to draw me in to start doing something anyway. So then I picked out a few colours for the green leaves. This is green gold, and I've also got some ultramarine blue here, so I'm going to put that down as well, because I think green gold is lovely, but it's not green gold everywhere. The leaves are also oh, I thought I had a rag with me. I don't know where I put it. I'll just squeeze it out there. The leaves are also kind of bottle green in places. I am going to see if I can find that rag that I got, because I need to wipe away some of the paint. Yeah, I left it in the kitchen. Okay, because I feel like I've maybe put out too much paint there now, and I don't want to just use it because it's there. So I'll scoop some up and put it on this piece of paper here. Actually, the other side of that might be quite nice for the vase later on. And I think I leave the green gold for now, and I'll just see how I go with this much ultramarine blue left. The idea I had was to make the green paint kind of fluid, in order that I can pop in some of the alcohol ink and have it disperse nicely in the shape of the flowers, and maybe some of the leaves even. I might use some of the green alcohol ink too, and see if that will give us a feeling of the kind of flurry of flowers that are here, you know. Lift up some of that as well. I don't want quite all that much green gold either. Okay, it was just when whatever look I gave to these flowers this morning, tucked away there in the corner of the living room, I just thought there's something really appealing about the way that they take off up that way, and then there's a few purpley pink ones on this side here. I got them at a garden centre earlier in the summer, and the lady told me, you know, they're a good, they're in the pot outside at the front door, so they're a good one to keep flowering all summer long. And true for her. It was true for her, because they do, and they're still flowering. And I only bought in the purple yesterday. I already had cracked off one of the white by mistake, but there's purple, pink, and white ones. Alright, so there's something of the kind of leafiness of things. I'm half inclined to just put some water in around the edges there. This paper is Yupo paper, and it's quite thick Yupo paper, so it's good to take the fluidity. You know, it's robust enough that I can play about with the surface. Okay, I've got my rag to clean my brush, because I only have the one brush today. I wanted to keep things simple. And I'm going to see now if I can find a green. Glasses are my next thing now, of course. I'm sure I had them around me. There's always something, isn't there? Oh, they're over there. Because I want to read the colours that are on the tubes of alcohol ink. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm kind of happy enough with the way the leaves look now, so I don't know if I want to mess around with it anymore. Like, I don't think I need any more yellowy colours really. Maybe some green. Right, let's see, what's this green? This is it just says green. I think it's a fairly blue green though. I don't know if that's what I want really. I'm almost looking for something brownish really to. This one is coffee. That'll be brownish. I'll just see what it's like when I drop it into that there. Oh my goodness. It's kind of satisfying though. I know it's not precisely the colour, but I feel like it's kind of a nice addition somehow. And this one is grey. I think it's metallic though. I don't want it to be all shiny or anything. But I do feel like I could do with a little touch more green now, going back into that brown. Even if it is a bit too No, I think the green is good in it. You see, if you see it here, it's quite a bright green. But actually, even that is satisfying to me there now. The way it blends in with the other leaf colours. Something kind of appealing to me that's going on. And I might try some, maybe a yellowish. What's this one? Lemon yellow. Just into that. Maybe a little sprinkling here where it's quite yellow at the edges. I'll just I quite like things painting themselves a little bit too, you know, so I'm just going to let that alone now for a while and decide what next. What might I do with those pink flowers? And the white one's going back there as well. I might even put in a touch more of the green gold and the ultramarine blue. Just drying off the brush a little bit there. Green gold is a good colour for these kind of mustardy green leaves going off into the distance there. Okay, and I suppose where I'd be inclined to go next, if I didn't go away and let it just dry off for a while, where I'd be inclined to go next might be the pot. But I think a simple, maybe just something like an outline with maybe something just like an outline with this watercolour pencil and my non-dominant hand, just to kind of give some indication and take my energy away from the leaves and the flowers and just start to look somewhere else. I was going to say take my heart away. It is kind of, if you do end up investing. I was listening to Maggie Hambling yesterday on This Cultural Life on Radio 4, and she spoke about there being, she said really every painting starts with love, like to feel love towards the thing. And I suppose it depends on how you frame, you know, how you would define love, I guess. But to me, there is something kind of wholehearted about the desire to respond to something beautiful, you know, and something intriguing, or, you know, the way. And that was what kind of moved me to pick up the, you know, and also communicating with you, but it's what moved me to put in these particular flowers in this particular configuration. If I thought it through, like I had a plan to paint the nasturtiums that might only be in flower for another couple of days in the other pot. But this, when I lifted my head, there was no contest. This was the one that was pulling me today. I'm just doing some little outlines, pulling the water around with the watercolor ink here. Sorry, watercolor pencil. And now I'm painting a purple flower with a crimson pencil. But I just had this sense that I wanted to keep going with that, to pull it around till I had the clarity of intent or something. And then we do actually have a colour that might be the colour of those pinkish flowers there in ink. Oh my goodness, it's quite a lot of ink in it there. And of course I have no glue with me now, so I won't be sticking this on. Oh, I do actually have glue. Hey, I might stick it on, so but I want to subdue it a little bit. I've made it very, it's soaked in pink, and I don't know if it's really all that deep a tone. Well, maybe. I think the one that sits in the still life a little bit more does have that darkness in it. So I'll attempt to stick it on there. I think I'm going to be trying to stick it over some of the alcohol ink, but we'll see. It might work. Okay. So the thing about when the leaves are painted with well, let me just do this first. Not sure if that's how I want to portray that. Maybe a bit heavy, but I think I'd leave it for now. And probably could do with putting a touch of it into the other two if I wanted really to sit comfortably there as these flowers. And so there's a second one up high here. And some of the lower petals maybe are that dark. And then I guess I would put a little touch of a petal into the bottom of that flower that's extending out. I like how it's drawn. I know it's not purple, but I like the drawn line to describe it, so I'm a little bit reluctant here, but sure, you might as well risk it. So I'm just going to pop a petal in the lower half of the flower where I think it's got the darkest kind of tones, just there. Just lift it up to show you. You know, those three there I'm talking about. Okay. And I might use the dipper to draw a bit more of that one. Gosh, it still has quite a lot on it. I'll put away that dipper thing. And probably I'm better pulling the colour around with the pencil again, and I've chosen one that's blue because I think the blue has got, there's a certain feel of the blue in this flower. It's a kind of a, it's not purple alone. And then I might use the outline here too. Well, I don't know if that's working very well really. It's okay. I'm going to use it's a kind of a cerulean blue colour, I think, this one. And what I'm using it for here is to describe the kind of dancing leaves. You know, they're all the greenery really. There's lots of little patterns and textures on these leaves that I feel the pencil could explain maybe, but in a kind of a squiggly way. I'm not really going into much detail with the, you know, I'm letting it take its own course really. I think there might be room for yellow as well in places. Yellow watercolour pencil. And some of the surface is very wet in places here. So there's only so much definition I can get when that's the case. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do here. I might just wet that watercolour ink and see. There's a lovely light, kind of salmony colour in the little vase below. Yeah, I don't know if I need to really do that. Just a little bit below the dark. Alright, now, will I try the idea of the alcohol ink again? What's this? This is a pink. I think that's a little bit fluorescent pink. Now the rose red could be, just going to test it here. I'm testing it on here just to see what the colour is, in order to see whether that would work combined with the purple. I think it might. I'll pop some in, sure. Whoa, it's spreading way beyond. Let's see it down here as well, see what that would be like. And it's spreading beyond. Yeah, it's not really the colour I was after, but there's something in me that enjoys the trying things out, throwing caution to the wind a bit, you know. Now this is called purple, and it's a deep colour again. I don't know if I want a darker purple as that. Maybe in between the flowers there's this dark colour. And over here too, there's a very dark tone. And it has got a kind of a purplish feel to it. The greenery kind of around there seems to me to have a purplish feel almost. So I let that alone now. And really the thing that brought me to this in the first place, and sometimes that's all you need, is something that'll bring you to it, you know. But the thing that brought me to this in the first place was the white flowers. And I'm just going to shake this alcohol ink and hope for the best. When I put a touch of it on, where will I put it? Here maybe. Yeah, I need the board to be flat, really. I need the board to be flat, I think, because the ink is just flowing straight down when I put it on. So all I've got here is one that's called a light sinking white, and then this is a deeper white. I think I tried the light sinking white, and now I'm going to try the deeper white. I don't know what the difference is really. Just push the lid away there. Oh. And I could maybe bring you a little bit closer. Well, I want it to be facing. Oh dear, sorry. Okay, I want it to be looking at the flowers in the same position as I was. Okay, so I've got the deeper white here now. The cover is off. I'm going to try it. I think I'll try it in the middle. There's a couple of white flowers here in the middle. And I might let it spread and dry out a little bit and then go again later, but I'll just spread it out a bit more. I suppose the thing is with the here's Midnight now. She wants to have a taste of that water, I bet you. I don't know why she always likes to drink the paint water more than anything else. Yeah, off she goes. And it's not toxic stuff that I've used in there now. Anyway, I'm going to move her away because I can't really see. Come on down here. There's hardly any paint in that, so it's clear really. Don't worry about her. Yeah, I'm going to stick some more of the white alcohol ink in. I almost feel like I want to just shake it and let the drops go everywhere like that, you know, in order to not be too controlled about it. Because it did feel to me like there was a sense of it being like popcorn, as I say now, and just a lovely kind of free dispersal of these star-like flowers through the leaves, which seems to be blocked. It'll come out in an explosion now in a second. Yeah, it's squeezing it quite hard and there's nothing happening. Okay, I'm going to leave it sit for a minute, and I'll try the this other white, which is called the light sinking white. I don't know what that means really. This one is flowing freely enough. Okay. I suppose the thing is it might read more clearly if the dark of the green was darker, and if there was the background is all pinkish. So I suppose I could. I've got this way pink in the ink. What's this now? This is alcohol ink too. I should have covered them or something. Oh yeah, there it's off. It's coming out. It's a bit pink though, isn't it? Gosh, there's a grand smell of alcohol off it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use that colour anywhere, unless in the vase itself. Maybe see about. Okay, no, I kind of like the edge being dark to light there, but around the back, where the it's quite a big statement, isn't it? To put in the pink, blanket behind would be quite a departure. Will I just try it? I don't know. No, I don't think I want to, because that's it. I don't know what I want to do really, because I just want to wait till the alcohol ink and the white flowers is dry enough, and then explain them a little bit, maybe by using the green watercolor pencil actually, to give them a little bit more clarity. Will I try that in a couple of places? Let's see. Oh, there's a white that I kind of missed. A tiny little white flower down here. See, it comes out well, doesn't it, on the darker background? But I suppose it'll dilute. Oh yeah, it kind of dilutes in. And it's not so bright again then. Okay. So I'll go to the places that are almost dry, and I'll see if I can capture the character of these flowers a little bit more. So there's a lovely little one there. I mean, I suppose I might need a darker pencil. Might need a darker line. It seems particularly where the alcohol ink is, obviously it's not letting the watercolor pencil spread its inkiness. But I think that I'm all right with that. There's a few flowers up here as well at the edge, kind of buds that are just opening. And some of those could be described too, maybe with the yellow watercolor pencil. Some of these ones around the periphery. Don't want them to be too dominant, you know, against the white background, but I would like to indicate that they're here. So a combination maybe of the yellow pencil and the green. Yeah, there's a white flower overhanging the front of the vase. I'm kind of lost back here is another white one. Seems like it's a tangle of greenery, so it feels appropriate to me to work with both colours in both ends and just try and capture the tumble of these flowers and how some of them are past their best and some of them are shining bright, and there's a kind of a character that they have in the flurry of them all together that would be different than painting a single one. Something about them that they're meant to be a little community of flowers, like different stages of open blooms and buds and withered flower heads. Right, what else have I got here now? I have actually got an orange, because it does seem to me that there's little flashes of orange in these flowers too. Even at the centre of the purple one there's a touch, but in the ones that are slightly withering, there's little touches of orange. And I think in the buds that are opening too, there's like a stem that's got an orange touch in it. And it's maybe not as bright an orange as what I've got here, but I can always dilute it with some water later. think it's just helpful to have another option for explaining these little white flowers. Okay. This is a bit of a leap in the dark now, but I've got Indian ink, black Indian ink, that might work to paint in between some of these flowers here. Sorry, no, not sure the camera angle is great. You know how that's so dark there? I thought maybe an extension of some of the Indian ink might work to clarify. But it's not really flowing very well for me. Try with some more. There's quite a lot of ink on the stick now, but I suppose because there's alcohol ink on the page, it's not running freely over it, which might be a bonus, or it might be or it might stop, you know. But I think it's good. I'm just doing some small little marks to represent some of these dark purplish leaves over here. And some of the alcohol ink, the white alcohol ink, is kind of wrinkled up, and I pushed it around a bit with this ink. So some unusual things going on here. A bit of depth of tone is no harm, I think. Okay. And then I might try the reddish watercolor pencil too. And you know what, I'm going to go back to the white alcohol ink because I like the brightness of these flowers. That's one of the things that really appeals to me. Mind you, as I'm tracing through it, I notice that I can scrape away some to get back to the white. So let me see if I can do that with this particularly white one here. See if I can get back to the white of the Yupo paper. And I seem to be able to all right. Just to scratch out some of the flowers might be a more satisfying way to capture their brightness, as long as none of the crimson colour of the pencil gets onto them. And really the issue, I suppose, is that the foil of the green isn't dark enough to allow the white to really stand out, as it does in the configuration there. There's more darks than I have. So that's something else. Why don't I try using the ultramarine blue and the green gold, making a dark green colour and placing it around the lightest flowers. Try that. I'll try that for a while anyway, we'll see. Put some over here. And the very darkest bit first, I suppose, as an easy entry for myself. And then around some of these flowers that are spilling over the edge of the vase over here. I can place some of the acrylic ultramarine blue and green gold mix that makes a bit of a dark green. And I'm just going to half close my eyes. You see, partly what I'm seeing is dark, in between the white is the bright pink blanket behind that is in shadow, so reads as quite a dark colour against the white. So I don't know if there's going to be enough contrast in just the leaves. In fact, I'm kind of inventing leaves where the pink is, so that it gives a depth of tone, you know, painting the negative spaces as though they're green rather than pink, because I don't want to introduce another whole new colour scheme in the background there. I don't like having all agitated brush mark there. So I'm just going to put some fluidity in again. Okay, and you know, I liked that brown coming in. I know it's quite dark, but I think I might give it a shot. This one is just brown. The one I tried earlier was coffee, I think. I think this is a different one. Let's see how this works. If I just put a touch here. Oh, I kind of knew as I was doing it might be too much. And I think it is a bit dark, really, for up there. So I'm going to print off what I can. It's coming off okay, actually. Yeah, and the things with the white alcohol ink there too, it's kind of gone a bit pasty, which I wouldn't really welcome. So I'm just going to see if I can get it back to being the tone that I thought it was there originally. That's okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I might use a drawn line to retrieve some more as well. I just didn't want it to be quite as dark as the brown that came out there. This isn't making any mark. Okay. Fighting a losing battle there. Excuse me. So I think now this pearl white. I think now I'd be scraping the bottom of the barrel to try and make it glittery. So I'm going to go back to my original whites that I was using. The deeper white. Let's see if it's opened itself up since. I think it has. And see even if I put some in where I lifted out the light on the paper. Just to re-emphasize the brightness. I wonder if it'll sit more comfortably on top now that the alcohol ink underneath is dried. Hopefully it will. Because as I say, that was the thing that inspired me about this. Not that you always have to stick with what it was that first inspired you. Sometimes you can go off on a complete tangent straight away. It's just you're through the door and you've made a start. And that's enough. And there's nothing pinning you to the first intention. In fact, it's lovely to feel that you're free to go with the flow of whatever your inspiration inspires, what your inspiration inspires, whatever the flower is really inspiring you as soon as you start. Yeah, and it's not landing and staying the white, it's kind of seeping into the colours around it, which isn't totally off the charts. Like, it's kind of giving me a feel for what I'm seeing here. So I'm not terribly disappointed or anything, but I don't really know what else I can do here. So I might just leave this one, and I can always do something later that's, you know, do a second study, third study, fourth study. I often say that to people, to play about, you know, to continue playing about and do 2 or 3 different ones. And sure, here I am stuck in the one myself. As I'm talking to you, I'm noticing that if a few other things that I'd forgotten about. I've got some pens over here. There's a Posca pen that might enhance my flowers here. Posca pens are acrylic based, and they can sit over the top of other things. I think I need to pump this to get more, to get more paint out in order for it to really read as the pink flowers. I mean, it's significantly brighter than the purple that I had there, but what harm? It'll give some bit of clarity to the flowers. What else have I? I only have an orange, other than that, in the Posca pens. And I'm noticing when I look at the screen, like when I look here, I'm kind of satisfied with the contrasts and I'm satisfied with the, you know, this transition here doesn't seem too much, but when I look at it on the screen, it seems like it's way too dark and way too light suddenly, and that I should disperse some more of that dark around here. So maybe I will. Maybe I will. And what would I use to do that? There's a black acrylic pen, but it's given up the ghost, I'd say. Which is no harm, maybe. I don't want to try the Indian ink again, because that was just kind of scratching away the surface. I suppose I could put down some of the brown and put it down fresh. Oh, it came off the lid, so I had no choice there now. It's decided it's joining in. And I've got a bit on my finger too. It does seem like it is a bit darker around there. And then I've got the green watercolour pencil that can pull it a little bit. It's just really to kind of soften the transition between the purple area of flowers and the white area of flowers. Just to make it a bit less of a huge step across the divide. I'm putting the red watercolour pencil into the green in order to merge them and make some sort of a brownish colour to draw. That's my plan anyway. I could do a touch up here as well, maybe. Just find again some of these white flowers. And it seems more important to find the edging of the white flowers than to find the precise colour. Although I will use the green over the red to cancel it again a little bit. In this instance here. Half closing my eyes, noticing the darks that sit around these central little white flowers too. There's quite a clear, bright white one there in the centre, and then dark ones coming down, dark edges all around it, you know. Oh, I feel like watching a movie or something. Do you ever get like that sometimes? You just think, I'm just going to give up today and just watch a film. And what harm is it? It's a creative act as well, sure, isn't it? And it's maybe appreciating creative acts of others. We'll see. I suppose for everything there's a season, isn't that what the song says? It's just finding the right season for the right activity. Sometimes I think like it's a good idea to sit and just have a relaxing day, and other times it's the worst thing I could do. Now, what am I doing here? I'm going to try the light sinking white in a last ditch attempt to bring some brightness back in here. I had really thought that these whites would give me more brightness than they are. Possibly with all this alcohol ink, the thing that might read as bright over the top of it might be some acrylic ink. And I do, I think, have a white acrylic ink somewhere. Probably out in the shed in the garden. But I'm in that mood now. You've heard me talking about the film, where I'm not going to push myself to distraction trying to resolve this. I was listening again to This Cultural Life, and people like Marina Abramovich, who really, you know, is prepared to die for her art, kind of thing. So there's all sorts of scales of inspiration and motivation and dedication involved, isn't there? While I admire that, I really admire that, I also am slightly cautious of that level of commitment. And for me, I wouldn't want myself to, I think I suppose I value life too much. I mean, she literally put her life in danger in some of her performance art exhibits. Okay, I'd say I might just call it a day there. I'm starting to look at different things, but I think for now I'm going to just leave it. And that was the inspiration over there. I know you might think, what the hell is she doing? But it feels a satisfying response to me anyway. On this morning, in this light, in this mood. And I'm glad to have had your company. Thank you for joining me. I chose not to put the microphone in this morning because my mouth was closer to the phone than to the mic, than the mic would have been on my chest. So I'm hoping that you can hear me okay. And thanks. It's been fun. Against the odds. Those white flowers a little bit annoying to me, but I'll see. You never know, I might find something that'll make them happen. Alright, have a lovely day. Bye.